Feeling very 8 Mile today, guys, because it's 30 degrees outside. It's cold. I live in New Mexico. Like, we get snow, but still, like, it's just, no. It was 80 yesterday. No. I'm gonna take this off because it's nice and warm in my house. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a book haul for you. So this is going to be my November book haul, basically, but all of these books, aside from 3, are books that I just got this morning from a library sale. I actually went to 2 library sales this morning. There was one in my town, like down the street from my house, that I always go to, and then there was one for the town that is next to us, so it's about a 20-mile drive or so. So I went out there this morning to see what I could find there, and I got a good amount of books this morning. I think I ended up getting like 9 or 10 books this morning, and then I have 3 that I bought last week. So I'm going to kind of accumulate it all into one, and I'm not planning to buy any more books for the rest of this month, so this will be my library sale / November book haul. Okay, this first one is actually one that I won in a giveaway from someone else's BookTube channel. Her name is Bookaflix Taylor, so I will leave a link down to her channel below. But she did like a subscriber, she got a certain number of subscribers, so she did a giveaway, and I was one of the winners. So she sent me The Serpent King, and this is by Jeff Zentner. I've heard good things about this book. I think it's like a young adult, I want to say it's like a sci-fi or fantasy, or maybe a little bit of both. I don't know a full synopsis, but yeah, so I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to read it and see what I think, but I have heard very good things about it, so thank you, Taylor. This second one I found at Goodwill, and I picked it up. Another Philippa Gregory. So this is The White Princess. I've done some research. I also got an answer from somebody on Goodreads about kind of the order you're supposed to read her stuff in. And it depends on if you go through a series. So this is part of a series, but I think this is like book number 4 in a series. So I definitely don't have them in order, but I'm kind of picking them up here and there. If I can find a really nice copy, I'm going to pick them up and just kind of start working my way through them. But this one is not part of the Tudor court that I am aware of, but it is part of a series. It's something about warring cousins or something like that. But this is actually also made into, this part of this series was made into a TV show on Starz, and it's called The White Queen. So this is part of that. But yeah, so I went ahead and picked it up. Really good copy at Goodwill. And this third one that I found also at Goodwill, it's one that I've never heard of this author. I just kind of picked it up and read the back, and it sounded intriguing. This is called The Redbreast, and it's by Joe Nesbo. He is a European author. I want to say Norway, possibly. That's where this book takes place. So I think he's a Norwegian author. And this has a lot to do, it's like a crime thriller, and it's talking about neo-Nazi activity in Norway, and there's Russians and all this stuff. So it sounded kind of interesting, and I think it would definitely be something that would push my boundaries as far as my reading goes, because I don't read a lot of books by authors who are foreign, at least not that I know of right away. So I thought it was kind of cool, and I really like the cover, so we'll see. Okay, so now on to the books that I got at the library sale. I will start with the books that I got at the sale that is in the town next to mine. I ended up getting 4 books. So these are all paperbacks, and they were 25 cents each, so I got all 4 of these for $1. And most of these are authors that I've never heard of and never heard of the book, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then one is an author that I have heard of, but I've not read any of her stuff yet. So let's start with that one. That is Lisa Genova, and I got Love Anthony. This book follows a mother who has a son who was born with autism, severe autism, and so she's kind of trying to deal with that, and something happens to him, and I think he passes away. That's in the back, on the back here. I think he passes away, but then she's able to still connect with him even after he's gone. So that's what I'm getting from the back, so we'll see. But Lisa Genova has gotten really, really good feedback as far as her writing goes. So, and she writes a lot about mental illness or mental sickness, or, you know, something that someone has as far as diseases and sickness and, you know, just that kind of stuff. So I'm interested to see this, and definitely the autism thing really caught my eye because my best friend here, her son is autistic, so I'm really much more aware of autism and how it affects people and the different levels of it. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'll read that. All right, this next one is a 2-for-1 because it's 2 books in one bind up, and this is a bind up by Philip McGowan. Philip Margolin. One of them is called Gone But Not Forgotten, and the other one is called Wild Justice. And I looked it up, and Wild Justice is the first book in a series, like a character series, and then Gone But Not Forgotten is just a standalone novel. So I figured this would be good for me to pick up. I could read either one without being lost. But these are thriller novels, and I don't know, I've been picking up thrillers a lot lately, and I need to start reading some because I think that's just something I'm in the mood for. But yeah, so I read the back a little bit, and he's supposed to be a really good thriller novelist. If any of you guys have read him, let me know what you think. But 2-for-1. So got 2 novels in 1 book. I figured that was pretty good for 25 cents, right? This next book is, again, an author that I have never read from or heard of. This is called The Inheritor, and this is by Marion Zimmer Bradley. They're saying that she wrote The Mists of Avalon, which I have heard of that book, but I've never read it. I don't even really know what it's about, but I guess that's probably her most popular. But this follows a young girl in San Francisco, and something pretty devastating happens to her, and she finds herself among some very random people, and they are encountering, I think, spirits, and trying to figure out how she can sense them and just kind of figure out exactly what's happening because something weird is going on. So this could be like a fun October read, like kind of a spooky type thing. But yeah, and it's a really nice book, so I picked it up. Last one is huge, guys. It's such a big book. It's over 600 pages, just over 600 pages. But that's called Dominion, and this is by Randy Alcorn. And I read, see, it's pretty big. I read the synopsis. This deals a lot with racism and kind of racial tendencies, but it also follows a murder, and you are dealing with a columnist and a detective. The columnist is African American, the detective is white and kind of rednecky. So you're kind of watching them work together and seeing the stereotypes that are kind of involuntarily coming out of them, and seeing them work together, and they are actually trying to solve some crimes that are based around gang violence that in wherever this book is set. So I thought it sounded kind of interesting. Again, it's really long, but I mean, you know, big books don't scare me, but I thought it was interesting, and I've never heard of this author, so I figured I would give it a try. Okay, so now for the book sale that I just went to down the street from my house, which is the library in our town. I got 7 books, you guys. 7 books for $5. I got 3 hardbacks and 4 paperbacks. For this one, I think the hardbacks were $1 and the paperbacks were 50 cents. So it was a little bit more expensive than the other one, but still, like, who cares? Okay, so I'll just start with the hardbacks first. The hardbacks, all 3 of these I have heard of, and one of them I've even already read, but it's one of the best books I've ever read, and I didn't have a physical copy, so I went ahead and just got a copy for myself, and it's a nice, really big hardback, and that is The Help by Catherine Stockett. We read this for book club when I lived in Arizona, and it was so good. I was really surprised by how much I loved this book. Like, this is a book I would read again someday. But when I read it, I got it from the library, and just never had gotten a copy for myself. So when I found this really, really nice, almost perfect condition hardback for $1, I went ahead and grabbed it. So this will be nice on my shelves. This next one I got, and this is another one that I have heard of, and I just wasn't sure if I was going to read it or not, to be honest with you, but the movie trailer looks really good. The movie is out already, I think, and it looks really good. And then, you know, I saw it for $1, so I was like, okay, and that is The Light Between Oceans, and this is by M.L. Stedman. So I've heard really, really good things about this book. I just wasn't 100% sure if I was really interested in it, but when I saw the movie trailer, I was like, that looks really good, and I would definitely want to read the book first. So it's actually smaller than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, so got it for $1. And then this last one, hardback here, is an author who wrote one of my favorite books of all time, which is Water for Elephants. So I found Ape House by Sarah Gruen. So this is following apes, literally. I don't know if it's at like a research center or if it's at a zoo. I think it might be like a research center, and there's someone who's working with apes, and a reporter comes in to kind of do a story about it. Something big happens, the apes escape, and I think the woman who is handling everything gets hurt, so he's helping her and kind of trying to control the chaos, basically, of the apes getting away. So I want to give Sarah Gruen another try because I have not read anything besides Water for Elephants, even though she's had quite a few books out since then. And so when I saw it for $1, I went ahead and grabbed it. It's a little beat up, but it's $1, it's fine. Okay, onto the paperbacks. This first one is one that I have heard of. This one is on my radar to read because it's an author I've never read from before, but I've heard very good things about his work, and that is Freedom by Jonathan Franzen. So he wrote Freedom and The Corrections, and I believe he had a new book come out this year. I'm not sure if it's out yet or not. If it's not, it's coming out soon, but I don't remember. But he's been very critically acclaimed as an author. I don't know what it's about. I'm going to go into it blind. I like the bird on the front. But yeah, so I saw it and I was like, all right, these last 3 are all paperbacks that I've never heard of or seen the authors or anything like that. This first one is called Never Let You Go by Erin Healy. And this one is about a woman who is kind of on the brink of losing her mind. She has just a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of difficult people in her life that she's dealing with. And then it says something else is going on, something that she can feel but can't explain. A dangerous shift has taken place between this reality and the next. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit of sci-fi in here too. But it sounded very interesting, so we'll see. Okay, this next one is called Sea Escape, and this is by Lynn Griffin. This cover, you guys, this cover grabbed me right away. I picked it right up as soon as I looked at the cover. I was like, oh, I don't care what it's about. But I did read the back just to make sure it wasn't going to be something that I wasn't interested in. But this is following a woman named Laura, and she has a very busy wife. She's a nurse, she's a mother, you know, kind of jungling all that stuff. And then something happens to her mother where she needs help. So she goes to Sea Escape, which is kind of a place, it's a place where her mother had kind of escaped to or gone to kind of live out the rest of her days. And she's in kind of a state where she's not even really talking. So Laura finds herself kind of going through her house and going through things and finding answers that she needs from her mom, even though her mom won't talk to her. And this kind of reminded me a little bit of The Light of Paris, which I read recently and really, really liked. And it was kind of learning more about your family and your background based on letters that you're finding. And so I was like, okay, cool. So that sounds like something I'd be interested in. And this cover, guys, seriously, I love it. It's so beautiful. And this next one, I kind of just like noticed it on my way out to the checkout, and I stopped and picked it up, and then I bought it. It sounds kind of funny. So this is called No Way to Treat a First Lady, and it's by Christopher Buckley. This is about a woman who is the first lady. Her husband is dead, and she's being accused of killing him. So she finds herself trying to defend herself. I think this actually like goes through a trial and everything, and she has to hire a lawyer. Her lawyer ends up being her ex-boyfriend from college, who she kind of didn't treat very well. So yeah, we'll see. This sounds really funny though, and it does say it's funny. So we will see, but it just kind of caught my eye. It looks like it's going to be a fun read. Well, guys, that's it. So that's 15 books. That's really good. That's really good. They were all really cheap. And so I'm not going to be buying any more for November and hopefully not December either. I'm really going to try not to because I am asking for books for Christmas. So I'm just going to kind of But yeah, so library sales are amazing. If you guys have local libraries near you that do that, I would highly recommend checking it out. You'll never know what you're going to find. I picked up a bunch of books by authors I've never heard of, and I'm excited to give a try. I don't want to be one of those readers who only reads the hyped up books and who only reads the popular authors. I want to read different authors in different genres and kind of get different experiences from that. So the library sales are really, really good ways to find authors that you may never have heard of before. So I'd highly recommend checking it out. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have gone to any library sales recently. This kind of seems to be the season to do that. I've seen a lot of library book haul videos going up, but let me know if your local library does it, if you go, how good they are and all that good stuff. I'd love to hear all the details. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.